So a few little open secrets that I want to talk about during this time, and especially as we think about shifting our mindset, things that you guys are probably really know, but maybe need a reminder about. One, you can be vibrant in your body and your mind at any age. And midlife is really an opportunity for an upgrade. It's a time for us to where we're just naturally going to reevaluate everything. We might start thinking about how we have less time in front of us than behind us. And the vibrancy, I know that you've seen it, especially because of us living in Colorado. We have these elders in their 70s and 80s. They're kicking my butt up the mountain, and they have this glow coming out from the inside of them. We're like, wow, you've really cultivated that health inside of you, regardless of whatever else. Because we just, again, the body is, we are deteriorating. We are moving towards, closer to death. And if we're lucky, we'll keep getting older. The second thing is that what is medicine for one person may be poison to another. And this is kind of what Kimberly was speaking to, you know, that we can take in some things, but we need to discern what's right for us. It's individual. And so one of the problems with trends is that you have these people with these huge microphones and they're like, this worked and you have to do this thing. Like one of the examples I like to use is there's a certain brand of magnesium that everyone has. And I'm like, wow, they did some amazing marketing. Like all these parent women in midlife like think that they need this magnesium. And for some, it's too sharp, it's too hot, too heating, too much. And so not this isn't a big Ayurveda adage. It's not for everyone. The other thing is that what's medicine today may be poison tomorrow. So it's all about right timing. So some of the things that we leaned on when we were younger may not be good practices for us anymore. And also as we move through the seasons, we have to think about how we shift things. So in Ayurveda, we're always trying to bring in opposite qualities to balance out what's happening. And that includes our external environment and internal environment. And then three, the truest root cause of symptoms in perimenopause is not, in fact, quote unquote, hormone imbalance. And I'll speak to this in a little bit more depth in the next slide. Um, but the hormones themselves are messengers to tell us that something needs to be addressed in our lives. And a lot of times it has to do with our digestive capacity. And digestive capacity is our capacity to, and we all come in innately just at baseline with different degrees of digestive capacity, right? But it's not just our capacity to digest at the belly level, it's our capacity to digest at every level, at the emotional level, at the cellular level, even on the level of the liver. We have different ways, capacities to digest. And so in our 20s, and this is just like archetypal kind of speaking here, I talk about this as like my own quote unquote the Cheetos theory. And the Cheetos could be anything that you've leaned on that maybe wasn't so nourishing. So it could be like a bottle of wine, a pizza, and maybe a binging the Netflix or something that you love that maybe not so nourishing. So in our 20s, we had a bag of Cheetos around. We ate the whole bag for dinner, went out dancing till 3 a.m., got up for work, and we're like, no big. I feel fine. And then in our 30s, we're in the middle of it all. We maybe are partnered, maybe we had some kids and are trying to raise a family. We're in the middle of our career, getting our career going. We're staying up late working. I'm like, sitting at your desk, like, I have a bag of Cheetos in the cabinet. That's all I have for dinner. I think I'll just eat that bag of Cheetos and keep going. And you're like, ugh, a little nauseous. That wasn't so great, but it's okay. I'm fine. Keep at it. And then your 40s and your 50s hit, and you're like sitting at your desk, still trying to keep the same career pace you had in your 30s, your peak career. The kids are maybe starting to leave home. You have parents that are aging, like you said, Andrea, you're sandwiched between taking care of these two generations, and you're like, oh, I got to get through this like last few emails, but the only thing I have to eat right now, I'm hungry. I have some Cheetos. I think I'll eat them. Start to eat, get about halfway through, and you're like, oh God, this is horrible. You have diarrhea the next day. You're like, what did I do to myself? Why? Why is this happening? And this is really what we're talking about underneath everything when we talk about all this. So it's a trifecta of things. And it's that you have naturally decreasing digestive fire metabolism. Remember how we talked about when you're in your fertility time, every month you're like shoring up the body to be pregnant. When that's building the tissues, it's also building the digestive fire. And so over time, as we move away from that fertility, the digestive fire naturally decreases, aka metabolism naturally decreases. We need also less calories, for example. And then we have undigested toxins. And this is a general way of looking at things. Undigested emotions, things we didn't process because we just kept going. Undigested, literally undigested food, uh, undigested experiences. And on top of this, unfortunately, things we cannot control in our environment. We have so much toxicity in our food, in our water, in our air, and in our beauty products, in our cleaning products. There's just our world, unfortunately, is toxic, and we are battling our digestive capacity against that as well. So we're building up, this residue that then on top of it, the undigested toxins put a damper on that digestive fire. And then stress doesn't help us because one of our hormones, progesterone, can be converted to support the adrenals with cortisol. And so we're shunting away even those supportive kind of sex hormones away from supporting the digestive fire to supporting the stress pathway. And so that's another kind of thing that then comes in. And so these three things are happening, right? And then the hormones shift as they are intended to do. Nature intended for the hormones to drop. Ovarian function is supposed to cease. And we're basically just unveiling the accumulation of what's been happening for the last, 20 to 30 years. So the ability to digest your life is the cornerstone of Ayurveda. Everything about around Ayurveda is around this digestive fire. And when we come into midlife, as I said, we're often being called to slow down and reevaluate everything. And when we start having bad symptoms, it's the body yelling at you. It's tired of whispering. It's like, we need to look at these things.